Caris, just what is the mindset for you guys coming in? We've talked about physicality a lot this week. What is the importance for you personally going into this series?
Just focus on both ends of the floor. I think there has to be a level of, like you said, physicality. But just focus. Just focus. I think in the playoffs, every possession matters, offensively and defensively. I think we have a great game plan. So just executing that to perfection. And knowing that everything's not going to be perfect. Having your teammates back and communicating is going to be huge as well.
How much more confidence do you have in your chances because of everything that you guys experienced last year?
I don't think it has anything to do with last year. As far as the confidence standpoint for me, I think it's this team is a different team. We've put in the work all year long, starting from last summer. We've went through injuries, tough games, comeback wins, comeback losses. Like, we've been through a lot this season. So I think this team is really prepared.
Orlando's kind of they're a young, scrappy team. They like to get after the ball handlers in addition to crashing the glass. Just is one of the guys that's going to be touching the ball a lot. How do you deal with that?
Just doing the same things we've done all year. Being smart with the basketball, being fundamentally sound, using your pivots, letting the big set screens, not going too fast. Just things that we practice each and every day. It's sort of a routine for us at this point. But like you said, they are a scrappy bunch. That's one of the reasons they're so good defensively. They try to speed you up, play physical, get you going faster. So for us, it's just important to just slow down.
You personally had a bounce back year. What do you feel like led to that?
I think more opportunity. I think this is a league of opportunity. I think last year obviously my role was a little bit different last year. With some games I start, some games come off the bench, some games play 5 minutes. So I think this year my role was just a little more consistent, which led to more consistent play, I guess you would say.
Understanding that your defense is made up by the team concept, help the helper and all that kind of stuff, how do you describe the responsibility that Evan has in this series, particularly against Paulo?
Yeah, like you said, it's help the helper. So Evan has a huge responsibility, but it's all of us. Paulo's a really good player, so we have to, make him feel multiple bodies, make him feel like he's never really playing one-on-one, and just throw different coverages at him. But, Evan's ready, Evan's prepared for it, as well as the other guys we have guarding him.
What makes you believe that Evan is ready and prepared for it? What do you see from him that tells you that?
Yeah, he showed it all year. He's taken matchups personally. I think he's grown a lot in the weight room as well. And he's ready for his second playoff appearance, so I'm excited for him.
How do you keep a guy like Paulo off of his spot?
Just being physical early, not letting him get comfortable early in the game as well. I think was huge for all of these guys with them being such a young team and not a lot of them having playoff experience. I think it's important for us to hit them early, never really make them feel like they're in rhythm, and just keep punching, keep playing hard.
How do you approach the way that they gang rebound? They've got guys that, like 5 or 6 guys that average like 5 or more.
Yeah, I think they're a team who cuts a lot. They're a team who crashes the glass a lot offensively for them. So it's just important to always know where your man is, never fall asleep, and just know that that's what they want to do. They score a lot of points off of, cuts, offensive rebounds, steals. So I think taking away those points would be huge.
And I'm assuming that taking care of the ball on your end is probably a huge point of emphasis as well.
Yeah, like I said, that's how they score: steals, offensive rebounds, cuts, like the little things. So I think if we take out those points, we should be fine guarding them in the half court.
What do you expect from the crowd tomorrow afternoon?
Yeah, the crowd's been great all season. When I first got here, my first season here, we had the play-in, and it was amazing. Last year, obviously, the playoffs were amazing. So I'm looking forward to it this year. They always, they're like a 6-man. They always bring their best.
How do you describe the dynamic that Sam Merrill has brought to the offense and the way that has lifted your ceiling and changed the way that you guys can function at that end?
Yeah, I think when he checks in the game, you have to account for him. You got to change the way you guard us. Just because he shoots it so well, his trigger is so quick, and he makes you guard him. He makes you respect him. So he's been huge for our offense this year, our second unit. So it'll be fun to see him in his first playoffs as well.
Caris, you had mentioned that Orlando is a young and inexperienced team, and the crowd being amped up every home game, especially for a playoff game. Do you think they can play a factor in just kind of keeping them feel a little bit uneasy as well?
Yeah, I think the crowd always plays a factor, especially in a playoff game. In a playoff game that they haven't played in before, so that'll be huge for them, for our crowd to kind of stifle them a little bit and see what we can get out of that.
Do you like the fact that you're the first game?
I didn't even know we were the first game, to be honest with you.
Come on.
I didn't. I knew we played at 1. I don't really know who else plays tomorrow.
You think there was a game before 1 o'clock?
No, I thought it may be a game at the same time. Yeah, so I don't know. I like that we playing early. I know it's a boxing match later that I want to see, so that's pretty cool.
You said that last year wasn't a key thing for you, is looking back at that, but being physical is something that Coach Bickerstaff said that he wanted to grow from in this season. What is your advantage specifically against this team? Not just specifically on the boards, but what is your advantage going into this game for a second series?
Yeah, I think experience is one thing that we have in our favor. I think home court is the obvious one as well. We get to start the series here. We get more games here if it goes 7. I think there's a shooting advantage for us as well that kind of jumps off the page. I think we have more guys who are capable of, making three-pointers, which can change a series as well. So they're a really good team, but I think that, we have a really good game plan to go against them, and I'm excited to see how we compete.
JB talked about holding you out for the last game. How are you doing physically now?
Yeah, I feel good. I'm ready to go.
How much does this week help?
It helps, but at the same time, I'm someone who likes to play a lot, you know what I mean? So it's important for guys to stay in rhythm, and I think we've done a good job of doing that in practice.